I'm Tony, he's Mike, and we're here to do our first horror film of the Halloween season, Perfect Blue. 1997?
Yes, 1997. Directed by Satoshi Kon.
And just to jump right into this.
Well, very quickly, it's actually based on a novel too called Perfect Blue, the complete metamorphosis. Never read the book, didn't know it was a book until I did a little research, so.
I didn't know anything about this movie. All I know is that we wanted to review an anime, and we wanted to review a horror anime, and my son Jordan said, there's Perfect Blue, and then there's everything else. So
he could have been more correct.
Yeah. I don't know how to describe this movie.
I'll describe it for you.
Fair enough. Perfect.
It, to me, is a very Brian De Palma film and story. In story, in the style, and the execution. There's tons of graphic sex and violence in this movie. There's parallels between the character's career and then what's actually happening as well.
Yeah.
Because she's an actress and acting out roles and stuff like that, and then there's other things that are happening behind the scenes.
Infighting between the two agents and the fan.
Well, there's that. Well, then there's also people in the industry getting murdered.
Yeah.
Which also ties in because she's filming a psychological thriller for her acting career.
Yeah.
So there's that going on. The killer is trying to be somebody different, which we'll get into in the plot here. And then the protagonist is having a bit of a mental breakdown. And these are common tropes in just about every De Palma film. Carrie, looks to kill. Body double, especially body double, and has every one of these elements in it.
And he's not wrong. It is very De Palma-esque, but unlike a lot of De Palma films, I enjoyed this. I'm just going to say this right now. I don't want to get too deep into it because I think the less people know walking into this one, the more they're going to get out of it. But I will tell you this. I was glued to the TV for the entire runtime of this film. And it's 50% of it is it's a really engaging and interesting story, and like it's separating out what's going on in her mind versus what's going on in her real life, and then actually the mystery and how it's actually told and unraveling, and then the murders, and it's a dark movie. I'm also appreciative of the fact that this is old school animation. This is cell animated, and you can actually see the shadows of the frame. So I was really admiring not just how well the story was handled and how well it was visually shown and presented, but just the art is the craftsmanship on this. I mean, it's almost artisanal.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I was too engrossed in the story and then trying to keep up with everything that's going on, trying to make sense of it all, to really pay too close of attention to the artistry and all that stuff that was going on behind it. I mean, it was just, it's a tough one to follow. You better pay attention. I mean, it should be too hard to pay attention because it demands your attention from the word go.
Put your phone down, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, the demand is there. It sucks you in.
Yeah.
You're not going to be picking up your phone. I never touched my phone once at all. But just to kind of give a brief plot thing real quick. So we got an actress that,
she's a singer who's decided that she wants to become an actress because being a Jav idol or not a Jav idol, a pop idol. A Jav idol's a whole different thing. Yeah, she wants to be she's a Jav pop idol who has decided that she wants to become an actress and take that seriously. So she's leaving the trio that she's in to pursue bigger acting roles because Jav pop idols aren't taken seriously on camera.
But it goes to like all the tropes of like, an aspiring, actress and stuff like that, They make her kind of compromise her morals, to do certain sex scenes she probably wouldn't normally do. propose for things that she wouldn't normally do.
いいね。じゃあ上も脱いでみようか。
Just do all these things she normally wouldn't do, and then along the ways, she discovers this website that's chronicling her life, and like, this ain't my website, but it's shockingly accurate. What the hell is going on?
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
what starts triggering these episodes
Yeah.
and then breakdowns, and it goes from there, and it's a hell of a ride.
Yeah, and it's written from the perspective of a J-pop idol, and it's written as diary entry. So anybody that would be surfing the internet at this point might be confused enough to think that this is her writing it.
あなたなら信じてくれるでしょう。あれは私じゃないの。偽物なの。
Well, even she herself at one piece, am I writing this? Am I doing this? What the hell is going on here? And it's interesting because there's spots in the movie where it's kind of like Groundhog Day. It's like things are like almost repeating themselves over and over because it's like, cause some things are kind of monotonous because they just kind of repeat. And it's interesting to kind of see that, well, where does my real life begin? Where does my real life end? What part of this is acting? What part of this isn't acting? Which I still think De Palma does very well when he does his stories and his characters.
I completely get the De Palma comparison on this one. I just think this actually handled it better. I think that it's got a better script. It's got a more realized character, and it doesn't like run in 15 different directions to throw you off. It's very targeted in how they're presenting her kind of lapses of reality. And
they throw you plenty of curveballs. But I will agree with you. It is better done than Body Double all day long.
Yeah,
I will say that.
And Jordan was absolutely right. There's Perfect Blue and there's everything else. I've seen some horror animes and they're always kind of tongue-in-cheek and kind of funny, haha, and very tropey. This was none of that. It'd be really easy to forget that this was an anime. This film was so damn engaging. I get the praise for it. I really do. I can't praise it enough.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the best anime films that I've seen, regardless of genre.
Yeah. But they can make this a live action movie and it would translate perfectly well. Absolutely perfect. Please don't do it though.
And it doesn't need to be done.
No, don't.
It's flawless as is.
I'm sorry, put it in the universe.
I guarantee you there's some Hollywood executive asshole who's talking to his kid like, hey, Charlie, you're big into anime. What do you like? What should daddy be looking at? Who should I cast in this role? You can almost hear the douchey studio exec trying to make it happen.
And getting back to like the horror animes, like the only horror animes I've seen are like, they're always like vampires or demons or some shit like that. So this is the first one I've seen that's actually like grounded.
Yeah, psychological thriller.
Yeah.
I can't gush on this film hard enough. I
can't say enough nice things about this thing either. Just watch it.
Absolutely.
Rent it, watch it. I would even go so far as say buy it, and I don't say that often. I think it's my second time ever saying buying it. Buy it.
What he said. It's an absolute recommend from me. Again, I can't praise this film enough. It is a masterpiece of animation. It is a masterpiece of storytelling. And I watched a dubbed version of it, and I couldn't tell it was dubbed. And that's hardcore right there. When the dialogue that's written from the translation matches the mouth movements almost perfectly, so much so that doesn't even occur to you that this is not an English film, it's that good.
I watched the subbed version, and it didn't take long for me to get some grocery that, reading it was not a problem. So there you go.
Don't be afraid of the dub. And shit, we switched places on this one too. I'm normally the purist here, but we've rubbed off on each other a little bit. But yeah, don't be afraid to turn on the English version of it. It still works incredibly well. That's all I got.
That's all I got too.
Huge green light, and we will catch you for our next horror film for all of our horror film reviews for October.
Yeah. See you then.